My name is Sheila Hill. I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. This is the November energy update. I don't do them every month, but November's got some stuff going on, and I thought it might be a good idea to give you a heads up, just overall what the energetics are going to be this month, and remind you who you are, and leave you with some tools that may help you navigate this month. So, we have just come out of the full moon of October 31st. The energies of the full moon usually last anywhere between 36-48 hours on either sort of side of the event. So as I'm creating this video on November 2nd, we are just sort of coming out of the feelings and the energetics of the full moon. So as that sort of wanders its way off, we are also now then in the energy of Mercury turning direct. Mercury was in retrograde, and now it's going direct on November the 3rd. On the day that a planet moves direct out of retrograde or moves into retrograde, any day that it is in its transition on either end, it tends to be more potent. The energetic effects that we feel here on the planet are more potent on one of those days. So on November 3rd, it is likely to be more potently felt either energetically within the body or in sort of more third dimensional type of realities where communication glitches, communication misunderstandings within people, emails not getting delivered, contracts not having quite the right wording, travel arrangements being kiboshed or delayed, or hindrances in those types of things, sort of life not moving smoothly. Anything to do with technology and communication can be affected by Mercury retrograde, but we're coming out of retrograde and it's turning direct, which makes it most potent on the direct day, which is November 3rd. During this month of November, we have the end of the Jupiter-Pluto conjunct. Conjunct meaning that they are working together. And the planets of Pluto rules the law, religion, big business, and wealth. Whereas Pluto is more the ruler of transformation, deep psychic connection to divine truth. So they have been working together to bring truth, to bring deep transformation in the areas of law, religion, big business, and wealth, just to name a few. So this conjunction is coming to an end in the month of November. We also have the end of Mars retrograde. And Mars is the ruler of passion, desire, sex, aggression, assertiveness. So that's coming out of retrograde during this month as well. On November 14th, we have a super new moon. Now a super moon this is the third one we've had. September, October, and November, all of the new moons were super moons. And a super moon means that the moon is closer to the planet than it normally is, and therefore the effects of that energy will be more heightened. It will be more easily felt. And then on November 30th, we have a lunar eclipse. So a full moon lunar eclipse. So it will be your regular full moon on steroids, because that's what eclipse energy does. So that's sort of just the quick rundown of sort of the energetic, astrological, planetary events that are going to happen in the month of November. The real big event that is going to happen in November, on November 3rd, no coincidence that Mercury is turning direct that day, is the election in the United States. Now, this isn't just an American event. This is a global event for all of humanity. And I don't mean from the standpoint of which person wins, in that person carries a certain amount of power that will determine everything that is to be determined for all of humanity. I'm not looking at it from that linear perspective, and I'm here to help you understand from a higher perspective of consciousness and energy why this is such an important event. And what is going to play out will be felt globally, not just in the United States. So, we are ascending from a third dimensional planet into a fifth dimensional planet. Our reality is shifting from the inside on an individual basis, and then as more individuals do this, it will become more of a collective manifestation of the outer reality. In short, a fifth dimensional reality means that there is more of a service to self, service to others focus. It is abundance for all. It's about unity consciousness. It's about unconditional love, compassion, no wars, no diseases, no lack, no scarcity, no poverty for anyone. It is a truly loving and abundant existence. And again, that comes from within each of us individually. And then as we all connect to that frequency, we create it and manifest it as a collective. That is a foregone conclusion that that will happen in this lifetime, which is really, really exciting, which is why we signed up to be here. So that's an inevitable. Excuse me. How we as a humanity get there to that destination and then beyond is still to be determined, because we have free will, because timelines are forever being created and collapsed, because time isn't real, which is a video for another day, but time and space, that's continuum, is very fluid. So understanding from that higher perspective, there that we are going, we are all going, and it is all happening no matter what. How we get there, whether we do it collectively in unity and compassion and love now, or whether as a straight route, or whether there is a lot of infighting, angst, polarity, duality, right, wrong, this side, that side, and we kind of create sort of a very road that's full of detours and potholes, that's the other option. And then every option in between, because there's always an infinite number of timelines that are available to us at any now moment, in any time, individually and collectively. So this election and its outcome is actually an ascension event. It is a ripple effect that sort of sets in place one of the possible timelines that are going to play out for the next 3 to 6 months, give or take. Nothing about this is truly linear or sort of carved in stone. Depending upon which party wins, although it's not about parties, it's not about the red or the blue, it's not about that at all. It's about what the collective humanity is truly ready for. Do they need to purge their density a little bit more, awaken a little bit more, step into the possibilities of what is possible and what is infinite and what abundance is and what it means to move through our existence in humanity in unity? Are they ready for that, or do they need to sort of get rid of some stuff first? Which those of us that have been on this path of personal evolution, healing, spirituality, and growth, we know on an individual level, there have been many things that we have not been quite ready for yet because we needed to purge our own internal density. So depending on who wins and how it all plays out, it is always, always, always going to be in support of what is the highest and best good for all of humanity, regardless of what it looks like and regardless of how it plays out. So if one person wins and the whole world goes crazy and there's rioting and fighting, that's still a good thing. That what that is everyone purging their own inner fear, anger, frustration, disappointment, elation, excitement, whatever it is that they're holding within that needs to be purged to allow them to hold more light internally. If the other person wins, the same thing's going to happen. The entire world is in polarity right now. So one way or the other, there is going to be some staticky, possibly dense, very polarized, dualistic energies that are going to be released in the collective. And I'm starting to kind of feel the anticipation of that coming already today. So understand I can't be more clear that this is not about the party that wins. It's not even really about the person that wins, because eventually we're all going to the same destination. It is about allowing it to unfold however it needs to unfold based on the timelines that we are currently in individually and as a collective, and the timelines that are then available to us because of where we're at individually and as a collective. That things still need to happen, things need to be cleared, things need to be transmuted. People need to see things from a different perspective, and sometimes seeing it, feeling it, and experiencing it with their own eyes is the only way that they will wake up. It doesn't matter. None of it really, really matters, other than the fact that it all matters. I hope that makes sense. Whatever we're about to go through the month of November, and it really only is probably the first 3 weeks or so of November. By the time we get into the end of November and move into December, we will be fully in the solstice energy. And December 21st, there is planetary alignments that are going to be in place that could possibly create some other event for us that is highly, highly supportive to our ascension and to us being able to hold more light. More light always equates to more unity, more compassion, more love, more abundance. Always, always, always. So there's a lot of stuff happening in November. This election is going to be big, but understand that no matter who wins, the way that it all plays out, the theatrics and the energetics of how it plays out will be serving humanity from where they are. And it will be helping to move them from where they are forward and up into being able to hold more light. Your job as the awakened ascending being that is watching this video, and now that you know better, can try to do better, is to hold that knowing that no matter what happens this month, no matter what plays out this month, that it is for the best and highest good of someone that needed it, that there's nothing that we create or manifest here as an event or an experience that isn't needed by someone. And if it's not needed by you, don't engage. Allow yourself to hold space for others to get there, wherever there is that they need to be in order for them to tune into their next ascension timeline, to get there however they need to get there. There may be people over the next few days that are going to be really called to go within, to stay off of social media, to turn off their televisions, to just sort of be in the garden and sort of stay within themselves and read a good book, do some meditation, and just kind of shut the outer world out. And that is perfect for those that are called to do so. There will be other people that will feel from deep within themselves that they need to engage in this staticky energy, that they need to have conversations, share varying levels of truth, post things, have conversations with things, engage in what's going on. And that is also perfect for them too. We are all connected. We are all brothers and sisters of one another, and we are all getting there the best way that we know how, based on the amount of light that we hold. And that even in that isn't a judgment. It's not a judgment of, oh, I hold more light than you and you hold more light than them. And it's not about that. Everyone that is choosing to be a part of this at a soul level is going to get there. How they get there is not to be judged by another. We have to learn how to let that be. So can you hold space for whatever the month of November or the next few days or the next couple of weeks unravel? Can you hold space for the highest timeline possible, that we are all getting to where we need to be in the best way that we all know how, and that we are all being served by whatever unfolds? Can you do that? Can you choose right now that for the next few days or the next few weeks that you are going to respond instead of react? Can you choose today that you, when you can, as often as you can, are going to be an expression of love? Even if it's just for yourself in the next couple of days to few weeks. If you can extend that compassion, that love, that understanding towards others, wonderful. But if the energies and the energetics that are being played out, either physically and you're seeing it in the theatrics, or through the underlying energies of the collective awakening and purge, get to be too much for you, can you extend yourself lots of love and compassion for being a part of the one that is here, that is having this experience? To know that your light, even if you're laying in bed doing nothing, is still transmuting and alchemizing the density that needs to be alchemized in order for us all to get there. More love, more compassion, less engagements in all of the theatrics and how it plays out, less judgment for yourself and others if you choose to be a part of whatever is going to play out over the next little while and over the next few weeks. Because if that is what you need to do in order to get to where you're going in your ascension timeline, that's fine. It's all perfect. I hope that this will give you some hope, some tools, a heads up, and lots of love and compassion for what the month of November is going to hold. We are almost through sort of the biggest, thickest, dirtiest, dense, swampy, sticky part of this global ascension. We're almost through the worst of it. I'm not saying anytime soon you're going to open your blinds one day and go, oh, look, 5D's here. I'm not saying that because it is a process. But the biggest part of the process has been to clear the density energetically off the planet. And we have done such an incredibly amazing job of doing that this year. And we're through the worst of it. I love you all so much. Feel free to post in the comments anything that you want to ask about or comment on. Until my next video, bye for now.